Hello Internet, it's your buddy Connor here with Hero Arts Swing Set Stamp May Edition Husband Style video number 3 for me. So thank you for watching and I appreciate all of your support. So today we're actually not going to use the swing people, we're just going to use this little guy on a bike. And we're going to recreate a fun scene from a classic movie called E.T. What? So let's see. So this is basically what we're going to try and recreate. The E.T. moon shot video. So we're going to make a card with a moon background, a little biker guy. We're going to have a tree, so I think it's going to look real nice. Alright, so what do we need? You're going to need a half piece of black, fold over this way. You're going to need a piece of dark blue, like navy, cut to fit inside with a small border as a mat. On the inside of the paper, you're also going to need to die cut a circle, and I'm borrowing a stamp of a moon. So just so happens my wife has a moon stamp, because of course she does. Where are we? Okay, this stamp is an old stamp. It's Coronado Island moon stamp, and they're long gone, but their moon is still with us. I'm sure you could, if you didn't have a moon stamp, you could just use a piece of paper with maybe some sponging or something like that to make your own moon, so you've got options. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the moon, and I'm going to use Midnight Muse Stampin' Up! Blue. Alright, we have our moon stamp. So now I'm going to position it to put our little bicycle boy on top. And so I believe the moon face something like this way. Orientation in the sky. There's like a big crater here and another big crater there, and this is mostly dark. So I think this is the right moon orientation. I don't want to get letters from you space people tell me the moon's upside down. So now we're gonna put our guy going over the moon. Let's put him about here. Looks pretty good. So there's a couple other elements that are missing with Mr. E.T. I don't have E.T. Like, it didn't come with the stamp set for some reason. So I think instead we're going to use the dog as the E.T. So I'm going to position him about there, and then I'm just going to stamp the top half of the dog, kind of help form the ET body in the basket. We'll see how that looks. Suppose if you have an ET stamp at home, you can use that. I'm guessing they don't sell a lot of those. So yeah, so I'm just stamping just below the head of this dog. was worried about the dog just sort of like floating in space, but sort of makes it look like a basket off the bike. So I think that actually works pretty well. Actually, it looks better than I thought it would. And he also needs a cape. So I think what I'm going to use for the cape, believe it or not, is this, I want to call it a pear. Looks like a pear. See, that looks sort of cape-like. We'll add that onto the back. Well, it's not a cape, he's wearing like a cloak. But it looks cool in the wind when you're flying over moons. There you go, there's our little biker with ET. Actually, looks really good. That's awesome. Alright. Tell you what, we'll let this dry before we glue it, so don't get fingerprints on it. And let's work on the black piece. Let's fold this in half. Alright, so we've got a half sheet of paper, black, folded in half. And I thought it would be cool to, instead of just put the trees over him like on a one layer level, we'll have a card where the trees itself open and then the blue kind of stays behind, and I think that will be a pretty cool effect. So here's just a test piece of white paper. So the trees are going to live kind of about here. They're going to be connected to the side of the card, so when it opens, it'll open like that. And in order to do that, I can find my die. We're going to use a technique called partial dyeing.
Partial die cut.
So normally when you die cut, you put your plate over the whole image. And so when we cut it, we're just going to, it'll be like this, but we're going to put the plate up to about there so that it doesn't cut here. And then we're going to manually cut with scissors to get the rest of it out. Alright, we had success, so I used the die set to partially cut out the tree, as you can see here. So this part's cut up to here, this part is not cut out. So what I have to do now is use scissors to cut out the remainder of the trees and then also cut out this portion. Now we've got our trees cut out on the black. And so I think this will be really good contrast with the blue. And actually, if you look at if you go back and look at the ET photo, maybe you can do your own Google image search, but the background, the sky, is kind of a dark blue, and the foreground is more of a black, and so I think that'll offer a good contrast. And then plus the black goes with the black biker stamp that we put down. Alright, so next I think I'll, you know what, let me use the paper cutter and trim up that so it's straight. It's bothering me. Just as an aside, when I first started, I stamped the moon in white, and I didn't like it because the stamp itself is the dark spot of the moon, not the light spot of the moon, so I redid it. I'm using the other side of the paper. Piece of paper always has two sides. One side to the right side, no one has to see the other side. Alright, now we've got our moon. Now we've got the trees that go on top. We should probably put some words on this. So I'm going to use the sentiment with brave wings she flies, but you know, in the movie it's a boy, so I'm thinking I can hide the S maybe by being clever. Let's see. I'm going to use pigment white with brave wings she flies, and I cut out a teeny tiny piece of white paper and I covered up the H. So I've decided this is a little boy. You could just do the regular one, do whatever you want. See if this works. As you can see, now it says with brave wings he flies. Huh? Pretty clever. Alright, well I guess my card is done. Look at that. Let me clean my fingers. This is the point in the card where you get your inky fingers all over the thing you just did. So let's not do that. Alright, so here we go. Hopefully you get a good view of it. This is my Hero Arts May Edition E.T. husband style. We've got the biker flying past the moon. Again, we've given him the little dog for E.T., that pair for the cape in the back, and then the trees open up so you can write a message at the bottom if you wanted to. And you know, I'd say on the face it's just sort of a simple looking card with a couple cool techniques in it. I think this turned out really nice. So thank you for watching and happy stamping. See you next month.